Middle-earth, home to many diverse races, from wizards to hobbits, goblins to dwarves, orcs to elves. Many stories have been created and developed in the world of Tolkien. To delve into the world, you can start here with DagoraC TV.
Gil-galad was born in the 5th century of the First Age. He was the son of a Noldrin elf named Orodeth. He was the ruler of an underground city of Nargothrond in the western Beleriand. Gil-galad's mother was a Sindarin elf from the north. His sister was a Noldrin elf named Finduilas. Throughout his youth, Gil-galad lived in the underground city of Nargothrond, which was originally founded by Finrod until its collapse. The destruction of Nargothrond took place when the elves went into open war with the Dark Lord Morgoth, and the city was fallen at the Battle of Nargothrond. His sister Finduilas was killed shortly after the sacking of the city, as she was nailed to a tree by a spear after being attacked by a pack of orcs. Gil-galad was able to flee west and arrived at the mountains of Sirion. Gil-galad became strong companions with Turgon, son of Fingolfin, who was the High King of the Noldrin Elves and King of Gondolin. Gondolin was a strong Elvish community back in the First Age. Turgon's weapon was a sword named Glamdring, which later fell into the hands of Gandalf the Grey after he found it in a goblin cave on the quest for Erebor. Turgon was killed after the Dark Lord Morgoth discovered the location of the city of Gondolin, and Turgon nearly died trying to defend it. After the fall of Gondolin and the death of his friend, Gil-galad received the kingship of the Noldor. In year 1 of the Second Age, Gil-galad remained in Middle-earth and established the notorious city of Lindon, which was strong and secure against all its enemies. At its height, his realm extended eastward as far as the Misty Mountains and the western parts of the dark forest of Mirkwood. Most of the Eldar, however, which is the eldest race of elves, either remained in Lindon or Lord Elrond's refuge in Rivendell. Gil-galad established alliances with the Númenórean men, especially the leader Tar Aldarion, also known as the Mariner, and the Faithful, which was led by Elendil. With Elendil he formed the alliance of elves and men at the great watchtower of Amon-Sul, later known to be called Weathertop. The alliance was so powerful, it was compared to the army that defeated the Dark Lord Morgoth at the end of the First Age. Gil-galad had a highly successful reign as the king of the Noldor throughout the Second Age. Gil-galad was gifted the Seas of the Malorn. The Malorn was a huge tree inside of Lorien, and Samwise Gamgee was gifted one of the seeds by Lady Galadriel when she was gifted gifts to them. Gil-galad was gifted these seeds by the Númenórean leader Tar Aldarion. However, the seeds he was gifted were unable to grow in his land, so he gifted them to Lady Galadriel before she left the city of Lindon. She carried these seeds for many a time before she planted them in a land that was later to be named Lothlorien. When Sauron was discovered to be on the hunt for the 19 Elvish rings of power, the Elvish lords were able to hide the 3 most powerful rings. The Elvish smith Celebrimbor entrusted Gil-galad with the rings Vilya, the Ring of Air, and Narya, the Ring of Fire. These were 2 of the 3 rings. Prior to his demise at the siege of Barad-dûr, he passed these rings to his herald Elrond and his lieutenant Círdan, whom lived to be one of the oldest beings in Middle-earth. With the emergence of Sauron, Gil-galad joined forces with the Dunedain king and High King of both Gondor and Arnor, Elendil, to defeat the forces spreading from Mordor. Their large and well-trained combined forces engaged Sauron's multiple armies a number of times in the conflict as known as the War of the Last Alliance. In this war, Gil-galad would use his weapon, the spear, which was named Aeglos, which translated to icicle. It was feared by his enemies for its piercing blow. Finally, at the end of the war, the elves and men marched on Mordor itself and laid siege to Barad-dûr, Sauron's tower, while Gil-galad was destroyed and killed at the hands of Sauron. He and Elendil fought the Dark Lord, but according to a scroll written afterwards by Isildur, Gil-galad perished due to the heat of Sauron's hand, and so Gil-galad passed on to the halls of Mandos, which is the place where the dead stay. He was not known to have a wife or any children, so the kingship of Noldor ended in Middle-earth, and Círdan then on was known as Lord of the Grey Havens and Lord of Lindon. In the next episode of the Middle-earth lore series, learn of the leader of the Istari. The White then became the colourful Saruman.